it's good to get inspiration from successful people. It's not good to compare and copy the journey of other people. If God makes it clear this ain't working, or something is, or my family's unhealthy, and I'm not willing to let this go, this owns me now. I'm no longer free. I'm no longer an entrepreneur of freedom. I'm now a slave to this thing that I have to prove and make right.
Hey, what's going on? Welcome to the Legend Pod, the Legend Podcast. I'm your illustrious host, JB Harrison.
Back from the dead.
Back. I'm here. To my right, my counterpart, cohort.
We haven't used either of those words before.
Yeah, I'm trying.
That's good, bro.
I've been working.
I mean, you've been in your prayer closet, been in the sources,
bro.
The sources.
Yeah. So, to my right, counterpart, cohort, Mr. Nigel Anderson, also known as Legend. To my Trevor,
Yeah.
the illustrious,
Nah, man. You know,
articulate.
you ain't even gotta add the adjectives. When people slide out, man, you ain't even gotta.
Y'all just pray for him. Pray for him. Y'all pray for him.
Listen, man.
You know, because what was happening is what we've realized is a lot of times when you miss the podcast, you got some things going on in your life.
That's a fact.
Just pray. Just
That's
you
a
guys.
fact. Whether you hear or even if you miss it at home, if you didn't listen to the last episode, you got some stuff going on in your life. You need to get right with the Lord. Go back and listen. But Trevor is probably in the backslidden state. That's what the church mothers of old would say. He's in the backslidden state. He ain't here. So we just praying that he get right with the Lord.
Keep him lifted up, y'all.
Lift it up. Not too high, though, because, I mean, we'd rather you pray for us because we here. But, lift him up a little bit. Just a little bit. Anyway, we here, though.
Yeah, we here. We're here.
We here.
We are here.
And it's a good day.
Yeah, it is. So, Nigel.
Yeah.
Legend.
He's my government name.
How long you been doing this entrepreneurial type thing here?
Man, it normally flies by without a celebration. I just keep moving, which is not smart. But September 1st, every year is another celebration of a year. And as of this year, 2025, it's been 12 years full time.
Oh, man.
Doing music and ministry independently and taking care of my family and doing this type of stuff.
Okay, so applause. We're going to insert applause, right? Well,
you can do it? You can put fake applause in?
A little further back, we'll do the applause. Like right when he says, yeah.
All right.
So, nah, man, but real talk, that's amazing.
Thanks, bro.
And the reason I say it's amazing because you have some businesses that don't even survive that long.
Yeah.
And here you are, an entrepreneur. And not only are you surviving, see, there's a difference because you have some people that have their own businesses or entrepreneurs or whatever, but are barely making it.
Yeah.
You're doing well.
Thank you.
You own a home. I think you paid. How much was that dog? That dog you got?
I don't know.
You had payment plans.
I did have payment plans.
So that means it wasn't $5.
It wasn't cheap, but she gave us half off when she found out I was in ministry. So thank you, Miss Tammy.
Oh, he pulled that card, huh?
We just was talking, and she's like, "Oh, you're in ministry, half off," and I was like, "Hey."
And not trying to put it out there, but to say that you're doing well. You're married, got 2 kids. How are you able to make it work? First of all, I mean, because the fact that you're still doing it says a lot.
Thanks, man. Yeah, I struggle with celebrating, which is a sin. I think it's a sin not to pause and celebrate and just thank God for what He's doing.
Pause.
Pause. So yeah, I mean, I'm doing well. I'm doing great, and that's a good thing. Now, here's the question was, how do I make it work or what? Yeah. So, making it work functionally, we had to tie together a lot of pieces. I didn't know, when I first got started, it was to run what I thought was a record label, right? Had several artists, and we were just going out, creating music, doing shows, booking shows. I learned contracts, I learned money, and making sure that we get like, okay, make sure room and board is covered when we go and travel, and da-da-da-da. Like, I had to learn all that stuff for like me and everybody who went out and did shows with me. We would do tours. Sometimes it was self-funded, so I learned how to raise money and do all that stuff, and then make sure people got paid as we raised. Like, it was like kept having to figure out different things and pivot for whatever season we were in. I didn't know it wasn't really a record label because I wasn't operating in that sense of it. It was more of a production house and a management company. But record label sounded great, and I grew up watching Wu-Tang, so I was like, let's take a bunch of artists. But I think, man, like learning how to pivot each step of the way, like we have to have this much income coming in. Where are the income sources to pay the bills, and how can I make sure I draw a little salary to take care of my family, and what are we doing that's working that we need to keep doing, and what's the stuff that's not working that we probably need to stop. And so learning that, and as that evolved over it's like every couple years there's a different cycle of, oh, we're doing this now and this is working, so keep this up. Oh, that thing I thought we were doing, we're not doing anymore, let's stop that. Tying together a music and a ministry and a speaking career, we had to pull together a bunch of different facets that serve those purposes effectively so that we can continue to thrive and make things happen. So I run a nonprofit, right, 501c3, that we started after we started the LLC for music, because I was like, and the goal was, we need an outlet to do the stuff we're talking about in the music. Because the music was about Christian hip hop, so I'm like, hey, we're talking about serving people. We need an outlet to actually go do that. So we started the nonprofit, and people started giving to that so we could go out into the community, go out into the prisons, put out sermons and do stuff like that. And that became where most of the work that was doing over here with the music. And we get booked for shows to perform and get paid for those, yeah. But then when it's like, hey, let's go out and actually do this service in the community and take care of people, that's what people were giving to, so we could do that as well. So tying those things together had me as a full-time artist and speaker. You know what I mean? Relying just on the art didn't work for me. You know what I mean? Just selling merch didn't work for me. It works for some people, praise God. But the ministry part was the biggest part for me, and that was working in conjunction with this. If I just take my salary from the nonprofit, I can't support my family well. So I do need this stuff where I book shows and do that to come together to cover what my whole household needs. Those things working together are the reason why I'm full-time. And have been, and it's just been working like that the whole time. And
I think where a lot of people miss it is, I don't know how often they do a self-assessment or an introspective of, okay, this worked this year, but these 2 things or these 3 things didn't work.
Yeah.
So now we may need to drop that and push more here.
Yeah.
And so for you, what are some of the things that you've also done? So for instance, public speaking. What is it that you have done to, I guess, your skill set? Because you may have been a decent public speaker before, but what is it that you've done to make yourself an even, I guess, a better public speaker, as well as more sought after public speaker as well?
Yeah, thanks, man. One of the best books I ever read about speaking a long time ago was John Maxwell's book, Everyone Communicates, Few Connect. So like that book alone, I found that resource as like, when you stand in front of people, do this and they'll do that. When you have a small group of people, do this and this will happen. And I was like, let me just test it out, because John Maxwell know what he's talking about after 50 years of doing this. And I just copied and pasted stuff verbatim, and I watched it impact people. Like, this works now, so let me add that when I speak versus just getting up there and winging it. And I watched that work better. People noticed it, and my value went up. It was like, oh, when he stands in front of a crowd, this happens. Well, this guy just took what John Maxwell said works, and it worked. And then I made it my own. That's one way. Is I try to read a lot and learn from people that are doing what I'm doing at a high level. Also, when I go listen to somebody like speak or share, even when I listen to somebody perform, I pay attention to the stuff that I really enjoy, and I pay attention to stuff that I really don't enjoy. I disconnected here because he did too much of this. It got boring here. This part sucked. And I'm like, I don't want to do that. So what would have impacted me at this moment? And I start to think about that and incorporate that into my literal plan for speaking with people. And then I give it a shot when I'm on stage and see what works for me and what doesn't. So I'm just always calibrating and adjusting, like, how can I make sure that when I'm up here, I'm not wasting anybody's time?
Right.
And I'm adding value to their life. Whether I'm like doing a show or public speaking, like, it's always like, how can I not waste your time and how can I add value to your life? And so I think always recalibrating those things in the sphere that I'm in is helpful to me. And I think anybody, like, when you're doing what something that you're doing, you're offering a service or a product or an intangible, am I wasting your time or adding value to your life? Do I just want you to pay me because I think I'm good? Or is this something you're dying to pay me for because I'm helping you so much? Like, there's a difference between like, yo, pay me, I'm dope, to I added value in your life, and there's a natural response for you to pay me for it. You know what I mean? So looking at that stuff has been really helpful, man. So.
I think a lot of times, whether it's an artist, an entrepreneur, whatever, a lot of them don't take the opportunity to grow. And when I say grow, more so growing in what it is that you want to do. So if I'm going to be an artist, or if I'm going to be a producer, and as you said, you're doing the research, what works. If we're talking trend, what is it right now? Is it the 808s? Is it the hi-hats? What is it right now that's trending?
Yeah.
And so you've got to do your research on the market. You got to see what people are looking for, what sound they may be going for.
Yeah.
But even with you to have been doing this for 12 years and outside of just the rap piece of it, what is it that you've done to kind of engage or create a community to kind of help you continue this 12-year trek?
Yeah, that's something I have to do better with, because I have different pockets of community, like this podcast community, music community, that feels more fragmented to me. The community that supports my nonprofit and my speaking stuff feels more together to me. I have a big email list for that I communicate, hey, this is going on. The film is coming out. Just got booked to speak here. Like, keep praying, keep supporting, da-da-da. And then people they love to see it happening, so they keep giving and supporting so that it can keep happening. And these other pockets I need to bring into that, but I didn't want to give somebody something they're not interested about over here, and I overthought it and I didn't pull those pieces together. So now I'm like, I've got all these contexts I've got to bring together so that we can even increase the whole movement in its entirety. But yeah, I think that's having a standard form of communication with the folks who are following me, whether that be socials or emails, just regular post and staying in touch with them.
Well, how did you create your community or your partners? How was the buy-in created?
Yeah. When I go out somewhere and I speak or I share or I have something going on, I normally have, I still print physical newsletters, because the reason I did that is because, like you said, markets and trends and what are people doing. I notice people don't do that anymore. And being able to physically hand somebody something was like, this is just a way to stand out versus like scan my QR code. So I actually like give people stuff, and I notice people respond well with that and hit me up and then want to stay bought in and stay on list and stuff like that. So the buy-in gets created from actually engaging and dealing with people. I've noticed with a lot of folks, they'll tell me like, hey, the fact that when you come and speak, you don't just go back to your green room, pop out and go back, whatever. Like, I've been very intentional with, hey, I'm out here just in the lobby, I'm out here at the thing, hanging out. Let's talk before the thing happens as scheduled. I'll be out here at 9, even if it starts at 10. And then after we're done, I'll be out there at 11 to hang out and talk more after. And you may have a handful of people that come up to engage with you, but everybody sees that, and then more buy-in is created, like, oh, he's actually a real person or whatever. And I've noticed the feedback happen. So it's like there's a buy-in from the community, like, that we care about each other. And like, if I'm up on stage giving this message and you're a part of it, then you're a part of this message going out too. People are telling me like, hey man, I can't do what you do. I don't say what you do, but like every time you're doing it, I feel like I'm a part of it, because thank you for keeping me posted that you're still doing this. I want to support however I can. Well, here's an opportunity. You can share this thing, or you can give here so I can keep doing it or whatever. And people like, thank you for the opportunity. I used to feel like asking people to support my stuff was a nuisance to them. Please help me with my thing.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Like panhandling or something.
Panhandling. And it was a struggle for me. Like, part of my job is fundraising. I hate asking for funds, historically. I'm finally, 12 years later, getting to the point where I'm like, bro, I'm giving you an opportunity to be a part of this. Like, it's taken me way longer to fully believe in myself than I wish it had. But it's like, you have an opportunity to be a part. And if it's not for you, cool. There's no love lost. I'm not going to take it. Over here, I would have took it personally. You said no. Now I'm just like, oh, bro, you supposed to give your money somewhere else. Don't give it to me. Now it's like, hey, man, you love what's going on. Support this thing. Do this thing. Share the podcast. Do that because you're a part of this with me.
Right.
And like that is when it starts to change into something. I'm watching it start to change. Well, I'm watching the buy-in. There's been buy-in to help me continue, but the buy-in starting to grow past that point to where the more I believe this is a partnership. Like, my job is to be on camera. Your job is to share what we do on camera or give to it. Otherwise, we can't do what we do on camera. And the more it becomes a partnership, man, the more people actually become a part of supporting that, man. It's really cool. It's really cool.
At what point do you think that you'll make the pivot from, and you may already be there, but make the pivot from being an artist, when I say artist, in front of the mic, rapping, performing, that type, to whatever may be next?
Yeah. I don't know, man. I'm becoming more convinced that there's not a cutoff for that. You know what I mean? Like, where I would pivot and stop is if I'm no longer good at it. You know what I mean? Like, if it's not working anymore and this is just habit,
right?
And this is just something I box I need to check and something I need to do to feel good, that's the time I need to stop. You see what I'm saying? Like, if I'm still good and I'm getting better at writing and I am, and the numbers are growing and people are being, bro, like, this stuff 5 years ago was dope, but right now, what is it? Like, that stuff? I'm like, okay, you know, it's working. Like, people are getting interested in, like, TV and film spaces. I'm like, why would I stop now when I may be hitting a critical mass that, you know, we would have hoped was 10 years ago.
Right.
But, like, because I'm doing all these things, maybe that got stretched out. I don't know, but it's working. Like, it's freaking working. So, like, why would I stop? This year, actually, I was very intentional to not pursue or take any shows. I haven't taken any shows this year because I wanted to focus on the film, the documentary film. And so I just took some speaking engagements to, like, feed my family, focus on the film, build out studio home, the next 6 to 8 months, who knows what's going to happen. But, like, no shows. And I've actually really enjoyed a break from that.
Got it.
But I've also noticed I love moving crowds when I'm speaking. I also still love and miss moving crowds when I'm doing music for them. Because what we notice is when we're uploading, all of our content gets uploaded to an app that's in prisons right now called Pando. Shout out to Pando and God Behind Bars. Every week we upload a sermon, a music video, and a podcast clip, right? And so I was like, we can look at the numbers and see what people are consuming.
Right.
And everything is high. You know what I'm saying? It's like everything. We drop this podcast clip, it's gonna go nuts. Then we'll drop a music clip, and it'll go nuts. Then we'll drop a sermon, and it'll go nuts. Like, people, there's a ton of people on Pando. Literally, they could be like, the music clips could be like, nah, we ain't feeling that, but the podcast dope. And we would see the numbers, and that would be an indicator, like, I need to, you know what I mean? The numbers are still saying this is doing good. We stopped posting sermon clips on my socials and let's just do music for a season and see if our numbers drop. They went up. I'm like, okay, so this is still freaking working. So for me, it would just be, is it working? I'm about to drop a single in a few weeks, and I'm about to put a lot more promo and content into it than ever before, because I'm like, it's not just sustaining, it's getting better. So let's try. Right. So yeah, so that's it for me.
Yeah, because I always wonder, you know, like, so you have some rappers know when, you know, my time is up.
Yeah.
But then you have others that we know their time is up. You know, we know that the time is up.
They don't.
And so that was why I asked.
No, that's a good question.
But with that, out of the 12-year run, what would you say is the one major milestone that just one major milestone that really impacted you as a entrepreneur?
When you mean impacted me as an entrepreneur, what do you mean?
What is the one milestone that when it happened, you remember it to this day?
Man, I think founding Safe House. You know, because that started with you and me going to Africa. And built and working to build one house we just hope would help one community. Ended up with 2 houses. But then when we were able to pass it on to Christy and Brittany and launch it into a movement, and I'm sitting back, I was on the board for a couple years, and I stepped back off the board and kind of just really let it fly without me, and watching it grow into a huge organization with staff, like lots of staff, and the houses being constructed, oversaw across the country, and all this galvanizing of the anti-human trafficking issue. I'm like, bro, this started from one idea in Pretoria, and the idea to make a rap album to tell people, hey, if you hear this album, send us a check so we can build a house for these kids. And that was it. That was the goal, was just that one house. I'll never forget, man, when the end of that, we had to get $100,000. At the end of that year, we had a $30,000 check that we handed to Marsha and Jenny. And we're like, man, we're almost 1/3 there, but I've never handed a $30,000 check to anybody. And I was scared to death we weren't gonna make it. I was scared. I was like, I don't know how to get 70. I was scared to death. I'm just trying to buy groceries for my kids and keep things going. Not now I gotta raise $100,000 that has nothing to do with me on top. I was scared to death, bro. So watch that happen. It fundamentally changed my perspective on what God can do when you trust him. You know? And to see it continue to bear fruit from that seed we planted back then all across the country is like, man, there are people that are getting freedom that we'll never meet. And that feels really good. So it lets me know any big initiative that comes, whether it's this movie or bringing the reconciliation conversation to the forefront and the polarized, all this stuff is like, man, if God can do that, he can do all this. You know what I mean? So the little stuff that used to scare me, I'm still human. It scares me sometimes, but not like it used to. I saw God do that.
I'm about to say.
You know what I mean?
And I guess for that, it kind of set the bar, because it's like, well, if he can do that.
Yeah. What else can he do?
Yeah.
And, you know, I'll say this too. I meant to say this I think the second question you asked, like, what is it, you know, how are you thriving? How are you making it? I think the question is, what does it mean to thrive? Right?
Yes.
Because I'm not rich by any means. You know what I'm saying? I wish I was. Like, got a house, all that. Great. I would love to be way more financially comfortable than I am. You know what I mean? My constant struggle as an entrepreneur is comparison. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Something that we all deal with, I don't want to admit on camera, is that I struggle with comparing myself against people I feel like are doing better than me.
Bro, so what I've done, and this is, so for anybody that has been a friend on my timeline, and if you see this, and you know that I no longer follow you, there was a reason for that. And it's not because you made me upset.
Dang.
But it's because of comparison.
Dang.
Because I found myself comparing myself to their success, their milestones. And I told my wife one day, I said, babe, I struggle with this. I said, I'm to the point now to where I have deleted people that are friends, good people, but because I found myself comparing myself to them so much, that I just had to let them go.
The episode just started right there. That was the start of the episode. Bro, listen, that'll kill your vision, bro.
Yeah.
It'll kill your dream. There have been things I think God wanted me to do that comparison killed, and I didn't obey him on. Because I was like, well, if I don't do it like them, I don't look like them, I'm failing. And God's like, but what if I want you to do it like this?
Right.
Well, it doesn't matter because it's not like them. I don't care what you want me to do. I want to do it like them. And that'll kill your vision, bro. And I think, man, it's good to get inspiration from successful people. It's not good to compare and copy the journey of other people.
Yeah.
That's not good. That's not fair for yourself, man. I've spent so much time looking at people who make more money than me, have more impact than me. Their song did better than mine. Because they have more money, they're obviously a better husband and a better father than I am. Because their kids want to go on this trip, they just say yes, and I'm like, I don't know, I need a year or two, or maybe it's never. And because of that, belittle that, and that trickles down into everything. Your courage to step out and try, your trust in God, and the idea you had gets tucked away because you're afraid to fail. Because what if you don't do it like them? Comparison is a killer, bro.
Oh, it's a monster.
It's a monster.
It's a monster. But I will say this now. One thing that I've noticed, and this was a while back, and we'll go back to the CHH Christian hip hop movement that was real heavy when I was involved. I found a lot of dudes that their goal was to do it full time. And they did it full time. But as they did it full time and they were home making beats or rapping in a studio, whatever,
Yeah.
their families were falling apart.
Yeah.
The wives were supporting the home
Yeah.
because I'm doing what the Lord wants me to do.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So for you, you're doing this full time. And you may not be wealthy. You may not even be rich.
Yeah.
But your family's well. Your kids ain't wanting for too much of nothing. Every time I turn around, I talk to you. You're traveling somewhere. I know y'all just came back from Hawaii. You know,
Best trip ever,
every
bro.
time I turn around, Tia, she in the car riding.
She's not driving.
She riding. But those type of things, because at the end of the day, you're supposed to take care of your family.
Facts.
And you're able to do that by doing this, your ministry. And so the comparison thing is a monster.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, you are doing, and again, you may not have as much money as the next dude.
Yeah.
But you're doing well, man.
Thank you, bro.
Like you're doing well, and you've been doing it for 12 years is a long time.
Yeah.
And then I think the other piece is this. Does your family and your children know how well you aren't doing?
What do you mean?
Well, are they complaining about we ain't got nothing to eat? Or the type of things that
When that happens, we just say we're going on a fast to honor the Lord. It's fasting week,
we're
guys.
fasting.
Till this paycheck hit.
But when I say that, like,
No, I got you.
you're able to take care of your family.
Yeah.
And your family has what they, and this is the other thing that I realized. We have all that we need.
Yeah.
We may not have everything that we want.
Yeah.
My household, we have what we need.
Yeah.
We could use a little more, but anyway. But for you,
If you're listening, Lord, we can.
Lord, that's yeah. But for you, you're able to take care of your family, and they have exactly what they need.
Yeah. And that's the part that, back to the original sin of not celebrating, we gotta go. I have to go back to celebrating like that. And I try, bro. Like some days that comparison lie overshadows my ability to even celebrate what God is doing. And some days I win and I'm like, Lord, the bills are paid, the fridge is full, the fees is paid up for all the activities. The kids don't know where I'm freaking out at because I ain't tell them.
Right.
But
Right.
why would I freak out? Because last month you did this. Why would I freak out this month? Like, and it's been cool, man. Like, so I was wondering the other day, like my kids asked something, I was like, nah, I can't. And a little attitude popped up. And I'm like, bro, do you know how hard I work for y'all? Like, what do you do? You know what I mean? And they legit have no vantage point for what they don't have. And there's a part of that that's not good, to where I need you to understand. But I think for the most part, I have some really, really good kids. And they really are grateful for what they do have. Now I'm the grown adult theologian, whatever, and I struggle with comparison. They're in an environment where they get to compare themselves to a whole lot of stuff too.
Man.
So they're struggling with that sometimes at 12 and 15. So I got to give them grace for that. We had conversations or whatever, but for the most part, man, they're grateful. They're mindful of us. They're like, hey. Can I have this? If not, it's okay. Like, you know what I mean? They don't try to put pressure on us. And it's been, I'm grateful, man. Like, I really am grateful. I think for the most part, they know they're good. Like, they expect all their needs to be met and some wants, because that's what we've created. And even though when they come with a want, I'm like, oh my God, not again. Like, at the end of the day, they feel comfortable asking because we do work hard to provide that life for them. I'll say this too, man. So like I said, not rich. I make a working man's wage, right? I make regular job money, right? Maybe less. But the way we've been able to sustain it compared to like what you were saying about, hey, I got to go do this thing for the Lord, and everybody's stressed and everything's falling apart. When I left my job in 2013, September, when my wife is pregnant with my son, I put my 90-day notice in June 1st. My son was born June 6th. You know what I'm saying? She supported me putting in my 90-day notice when she 5 days away from giving birth to our second kid. She supported me walking away from a salary to raise money to go and rap and speak for Jesus full time on my own. Doesn't make any freaking sense, and on paper should have never worked. And she supported. And I say all that to say,
and where's she from? Portsmouth?
She's from Virginia Beach.
Virginia Beach. Oh, right.
I say all that to say, I didn't make a single move without my wife approving of it.
Got it. Right.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like,
yes.
we was on the same page.
Yeah.
We took sick January to June. We was praying, fasting, getting wisdom, getting counsel, like really trying to understand. But we made that decision together. Scary as crap. I wasn't out here like, trust me, babe. Like, we made it together.
Right.
And I still do that to this day. We make decisions together. Like, I'm the leader, right? I don't make no decisions without my wife. You feel me? Like,
yeah, because when I call, I'm like, hey man, let me check. Let me check.
Let me check.
I'm like, I should just talk to T in the first place.
You should just call her.
Yeah,
like this, yeah. Somebody said, I'm the head, she the neck. Like, we literally, and another thing, I learned this from my homie Jamie. Like, he was a business consultant. He would get flown out, do stuff. He was like, I don't take a single gig unless my wife and kids look at the calendar and approve it. I was like, I'm gonna copy that. I did that from when I was little. I looked at it and I laid it out. Like, I'm not leaving this weekend unless y'all say it's okay. I don't care what the check says. We'll look at the check later. Can I leave this weekend? If not, I'm not going. Like, and that's the way we started moving. It wasn't like, we really need that check. It was like, are y'all comfortable with my absence? You know what I'm saying? And then sometimes we made decisions that made sense. Sometimes we made decisions that didn't make any sense. And I watched God bless our family and honor that, because the most important thing was our household. And the other thing too, this is my last thought, is I live off a simple conviction. Anything you're not willing to let go of owns you. You know what I mean? If I'm not willing to let go of this vision and dream, not because I compare, not because I'm stewarding it poorly, but if God makes it clear this ain't working, or something is, or my family's unhealthy, and I'm not willing to let this go, this owns me now. I'm no longer free. I'm no longer an entrepreneur of freedom. I'm now a slave to this thing that I have to prove and make right. Every year we go in prayer and say, God, what do you want us to pick up? What do you want us to put down? What do you want us to quit? What do you want us to do? And I firmly feel like if God wanted me to, if something wasn't working and I had to quit and go drive Uber today, I would do that gladly. I don't care. As long as my family's taken care of, I'm good. And I think because I hold that conviction, it hasn't made me a slave to try to, I have to prove things work.
Right.
You feel me? If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. And I'm like, okay, did I ask all the right questions? Did I get all the right advice? Did I do my best to raise the money? Okay, if this isn't working, what is God saying through this? He's closing this door to open another one.
Right.
And so that gives me a bit of freedom versus I have to make this work or else I didn't prove my value. As long as I'm a good husband to my wife and a good father to my children and the household is taken care of and I'm honoring God and all of that, I'm good, bro. And I don't care if that's art speaking more or less. It's whatever for me. So I don't allow the vision to own me, but it does keep me. I'm passionate about it.
Right.
But I also like, if God was to take it from me, would I be mad at God? You know what I'm saying? And the answer to that I pray is no. I work really hard in prayer to make sure, like, God, if you change your mind about what I'm doing, don't let that change my mind about you. You feel me? So that keeps me, I think, on a good path with all this.
Last question is how important is accountability and mentors to what it is that you're doing?
It's got to be, man. I got a board. I meet with my pastor every 2 weeks. I sit with my board every 3 months, lay out all the numbers, look at all the decisions, pray with me. Here's my ideas, my vision, am I on, am I off, whatever. And people that speak into my life that I've given permission to call me out, that I've given permission to pull me to the side and be like, bro, that's dumb. And that I've given permission to dream with me, you know what I mean? And here's my vision and the idea that I believe God gave me. I've given them permission to speak into that and challenge that when that's not something comfortable to do when you got an idea. So yeah, I keep that in. And then I got, I got a creative coach I talk to every couple months, kind of bounce stuff off of. I got a counselor I talk to make sure I'm not processing stuff poorly. And then my wife knows everything and my assistant knows everything. And I'm the creative one and they're both admins. So they be getting on my nerves. They be like, nah. And then, but it's good, man. Like I don't make a decision without that trifecta of me, Tia, and Jessica thinking through something because we think through it differently. So they make sure I don't run off the deep end. Even when they check me and I don't want to be checked, they help me. And they don't get on my nerves. I just playing. I love y'all.
Oh,
Edit. But it's just that keeps me accountable. Those are the layers of accountability in my life. You know what I mean? That are close. I try to update my board every 2 weeks of what's going on, stuff like that. So like they're right there. They can call and speak to me anytime. But like, what are you doing? What is this? Did we approve that? Like, you know what I mean? And so it's helpful. It's helpful to have that, spiritual accountability, business accountability, organizational accountability. There are areas I need to tighten up, but like I try to keep those in my life.
And I guess the good thing about it is those areas where you may not be your strength.
Yeah.
You have people.
Yeah.
That's their stronger space and that's their skill set.
Yeah.
In comparison to you trying to do it all, know you weak in that area.
Facts.
But you still trying to run it and you just messing it all
Can't
up.
do it. Administratively, I'm very weak, right? So that's why I'm grateful that Jessica's been on staff with me for 8 years as my executive assistant. She's in every aspect of my life. Administration's a strong suit. She knows how to look through a situation and get KPIs and do all that type of stuff, whatever. And she jumps right in and like organizes my life, goes through my emails, don't forget to call this person, because I'm not good at that. And I feel remedial saying I'm not good at that.
So he said KPIs, key performance indicators. Yeah, just
like these things matter. Are we hitting these marks? If not, like relook at this. Like, hey, did the merch make this year? This much this year? Like maybe you need to either ratchet this up or you need to clip that because it's taking time. She looks at all that for me and like and we meet twice a week and she kind of calls out stuff and I'm grateful for it because I'm not good at that. And I hate saying I'm not good at that, but I am good at being crazy creative, throwing out vision and talking to crowds. Other people on my team can't do that. So because of what they do good, I can do what I do good and vice versa. So like, it's a blessing, man. It's really dope. So
yeah. So just understand if you ever go anywhere with this guy in public, prepare yourself. He signed the autographs and he kissed babies.
Stop.
I'm telling you, it never, never fails. Stop. But it's effective. It works. Like it definitely works.
A lot of people, man.
Yeah, man. So look, man, I just want to say, I'm definitely proud of you. I'm proud of you. You've been doing this for a long time. And I told you this before, what you're doing, you probably have outlasted some companies. But you're doing it well.
Thank you, bro.
You put out movies, you're doing syncs, you're doing commercials, all kind of stuff. And I think that you're doing well. Continue to keep it up, man. The community that you have is invaluable. You know what I mean? Like they are, they really are an asset to what you're doing. And again, as he said, you can't do it by yourself. So for all of you entrepreneurs and creatives and artists and wannabe rappers or whatever, remember all of those things. Take notes. You know what I mean? Write the stuff down. Keep playing this. Matter of fact, keep playing this episode back and back and back, especially since I kind of hosted it and all that too. So anyway, I think that's it, man. We good?
We good, bro.
We good.
I appreciate it. That means a lot coming from you, man. I know you don't like people like that.
Yeah, I don't really like people like that.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, we cool. All right, appreciate it.
Hey, man, thank you so much for watching this episode. Do me a favor. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. go to the show notes, do all the things, and let us know what you're feeling, because we'd love to hear from you. Appreciate you.